Well, they blew up all the chickens in Bonanza last night. Now they burned down the jobs board too. Down at the Showdown, they're getting ready for a fight. Gonna see what them merchant boys can do. Now there's trouble busting in from CBS, and Jonathan Cars can't get no relief. Gonna be a rumble by the microwave, and the town council's hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Well, now everyone cries, baby, that's a fact. But everyone that cries chugs their root beer back. Put your gold star on, get your bandana pretty, and meet me at Kid Nation in Bonanza City.
Welcome back, Kid Nation Nationers, the real patriots of Bonanza City.
The listeners of Kid Nation Nation.
One nation under Kid.
Yes.
Do you like it?
I like it. It's kind of similar to my Kid Nation Pledge of Allegiance I was doing at first that you hated. But
it's just like a quick phrase rather than a whole gimmick. You know what I mean?
Oh, we call it a gimmick?
Okay, well then bring it back. Where has it been?
I forgot to do it one episode, and then I just forgot the other 5 episodes.
And then you saw me sitting during the pledge, and you're like, all right, this has just gone too far.
Yeah, you absolutely hate it. Listeners, if you could have seen my beautiful love's face during my Pledge of Allegiance.
I was horny and hurt, and I'm waiting for it again. Bring it back. Maybe up 7.
Maybe for the finale.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
listeners, write in.
Was it safe to say I was disgusted, or that Bonanza City is disgusting?
I think it was just residual disgustment, or disgust. I guess this disgust is a real word. Residual disgust from this episode, in which we find out that, yeah, if you take like 40 grade schoolers and put them in a dusty ass town, they're gonna get dirty.
I mean, I guess like we should have figured out after we found out that they aren't brushing their teeth, that they're also like not really like recycling or like they're like not trash managing, like they're I'm just saying like the waste management at Bonanza City is not existent.
I in my mind I was just thinking of the personal hygiene, like, you know, toothbrush as you mentioned, but also these are kids who are becoming young men and women, and they're smelling in new crotches. Ways. But yes, you're right. This episode is all about how there is absolutely no trash management in Bonanza City. And it really makes you appreciate all of the proud men and women of the sanitation teams of every big city and the crazy work they put in to make sure our city don't smell like ass.
It's really true. Like, where does garbage go? I think about it and then I stop.
Yeah, I mean, I know in New York City, they might have stopped it now. I was doing some research on the DSNY, the Department of Sanitation, and what they did for years and years was literally put it on a barge and basically take it to New Jersey, where it then sat and or burned and or became the final resting place for Tony Soprano's victims.
Or where seagulls just like came to like chill. Yeah. Like the seagulls love just floating above garbage.
It's like a Pixar movie in the making.
Or as Laura would say, garbage.
Oh
my god, so good.
Yeah. So this episode, well,
it's disgusting.
It is gross, but should we hold our noses and jump right into it?
Duh. I mean, so first of all, Taylor is not taking the shift of power that well. I mean, she's not like totally saying like this sucks, but she's just being a brat. But she's been a brat, so nothing's new.
Yeah, this is the first episode since Taylor lost her spot on the town council to one of my favorite kids, Zach.
Yes,
a nice young Jewish boy, Zach, and he's ringing the bell. He's waking everybody up, and Taylor, shockingly enough, does not want to get woken up before 11 a.m.
Yeah. Also, this is just a shout out to the random, because I feel like every YouTube video is different, and I really enjoy like seeing the lotto pickings like on the bottom of every screen.
Yes.
You just forget how you don't see TV. Like, I feel like I never see like TV commercials anymore, and the same goes for like lottery numbers. So I'm just really shout out to like the artistic direction to keep those in.
Yeah, I love the on-screen graphics of watching TV back when we were kids. Like, when you would watch The Simpsons at 8, at 8:27, there'd be a little Peter Griffin popping up at the bottom, and he'd be getting the shenanigans with Stewie, and it'd be like, oh, right, Family Guy's on at 8:30 in 2 minutes.
Oh, I miss those guys.
I know, right?
What were those even called?
I think they're just promos, essentially, on-screen promos.
Also, again, the mid-aughts was really like fine with like pop-up information, like pop-up video and like all that kind of shit. We didn't mind a pop-up.
Yeah, we love push pops.
I mean, this was also kind of before pop-ups on the internet were like huge as well. So we weren't really annoyed when something kind of came up to tell us like information. Same with picture-in-picture. Did you ever fuck with that?
No, I never had a TV that could do that, but I remember I went to our... You met them, my cousins, the Schwartzes.
Oh, yeah.
I remember in the 2000s, we went one time to their house, and they showed off the picture-in-picture, and I was fucking blown away.
Oh, my God.
You could watch 2 TV at once. 2 TV.
Yeah, it's gotten that serious, guys. I've met family members. Pretty hot. Also, there's like a remote setting that I was obsessed with that was just like, I think it was called like Flashback or like Last Channel or something. So you could just, so that way I could like, watch like Celebrity Boot Camp or whatever on VH1, then flashback over to like MTV May. Like I would just flash back and forth rather than skip 10 channels ahead.
Yeah, no, my finger was always on the flashback button.
I was called something else.
For more scandalous reasons, in case I was watching, MTV's Undressed, and I had to flash back with only seconds to spare, back to Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh my God. There was like a shitty, crappy TV my dad had in his like sad divorced man's apartment that if I like took the TV to the corner and like held it so I would like see like the blurriest porn channel that you could ever exist. And it would just be like kind of black and white and then like just like a scramble of like nipple. It was definitely like one of those channels that we call like steam. A lot of like soft touching but nipples and stuff. And just like so much like frantic energy of like I'm asleep and just like running the little TV back away from the window. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
We have Zach trying to wake up Taylor, and Taylor trash talks Zach to the point where she starts even making fun of his unibrow, which is not visible on screen.
I had no idea.
He has blonde hair. You can't really see a unibrow.
Shave the unibrow! Shave the unibrow, Zach. You have a unibrow. Just go away.
I don't get a unibrow vibe.
But you know me, I have a pretty thick unibrow.
Yes, he does.
I have very, very Semitic eyebrows, and
I've never heard like it used as like without the anti in front of it. Like I've never just heard like I have Semitic features.
I'm a pro-Semite, everybody. but I remember one time, so in 6th grade, I had a full-on unibrow, pretty thick.
Yeah.
And this kid Pial started making fun of my unibrow. Mm-hmm. And what made it kind of a little ironic was that Pial had maybe the thickest unibrow I've still ever seen to this day.
Wow.
But he was sitting there making fun of me. And
I mean, he's obviously projecting, considering he probably wanted you to be like, it's okay, whatever your face is, to have unibrows. So we're unibrow it's like the Jew crew meets the unibrow bros.
I wish it was. He said it was such hate in his heart. But you know what? I have to cut him some slack because this was just after 9/11. Anyone who was even remotely Arabic or Arabic adjacent looking was getting made fun of horribly. So maybe he just had to take out some of his anger on me.
That's fair. I mean, drink George Bush because obviously
this was all because of George Bush. It's all in a circle.
Also, Pablo has eyebrows that a microblader would just jizz all over. Like you just have like the best thick eyebrows and all that, and long beautiful eyelashes.
I do have long beautiful eyelashes, and I do have very nice thick eyebrows. The only problem is if you look closely, my eyebrows literally. I mean, obviously they connect in the middle, but they then go outwards and then connect with my beard.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
If you've ever seen Harry and the Hendersons, that's Pablo. Or if you've ever seen the TLC special of like the wolf people. That's also Pablo.
Yeah, the Mexican wolf.
I didn't want to say. I know. I was like, are they Mexican wolf?
They
family?
are
Okay,
very Mexican.
I was like, don't feel comfortable calling them Mexican wolf family, but I'm like, isn't that like technically what they are?
Yes. I mean, if you watched Kid Nation as a kid, you definitely watched Guinness Book of World Records, so you know exactly what Mexican wolf family we are talking about.
The Mexican
wolf family, the Goldsteins.
Laredo, Zacatecas, Mexico, in many ways a typical working-class south of the border town. What sets it apart is the De Jesus family, 5 generations afflicted with a condition called hypertrichosis, or werewolf syndrome.
But so that day that Pial started making fun of my eyebrows, I went home and looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you know what? I'm going to shave this. So I grabbed one of my mom's safety razors and shaved off my big honking unibrow. And then I remember later that night, I was watching The Daily Show with my mom because we're a good liberal family.
Uh-huh.
And I turned around and I was like, hey, do you notice anything? And she's like, what? And I was like, look closely. And I got really close to her and she fucking screamed.
Oh.
She was
okay.
Just like, what happened? And yeah, I never shaved my unibrow after that. But I did pluck for many years.
Why was she mad?
I don't know if she was mad.
Parents are weird about young children shaving also. They think it's like, oh, they're gone. They're not a child anymore.
Well, I did get my unibrow from her. Like, if you look at child photos of her, she has a super thick unibrow.
Calling out the mom.
But yeah, now unibrows are back in session. Lakers star Anthony Davis has a thick unibrow. He's known as the Brow.
As you know from my life, I have 0% eyebrows.
Yes.
Super blonde, super nothing exists. My mom has the most like tweezed Ally McBeal eyebrows that's ever existed, and it's just not coming back. It was in style then, and I don't have the heart to tell her now.
Well, it's hard to grow them out, right? Once you
if they're
pluck
gone,
them
they're
so
gone.
hard.
Yeah, usually if you pluck them so hard, then they go away forever. Basically, like sometimes if you pluck, they come back furrier, and sometimes if you pluck, bitch, they're gone. I never had eyebrows, but back in the day, I didn't know that because it was actually on trend to not really have much eyebrow present.
Yeah.
Now I'm obviously microbladed. Changed my life. Honestly, best investment I've ever made. So
back to the kids.
So get back to so there. It's trash land. I mean, the best part of the trash land. So there's just shit everywhere. Spoiled food. There's like a good montage of like how they're talking about how fucked up the town is, which is kind of how every episode has been starting the last few episodes.
Yeah.
Like, it's the issue. We're going to sit here and bitch about the issue in the beginning. So they're doing that. But there's this rat that they just keep filming that's like running over all the garbage. I'm convinced this is a Hollywood rat. That rat stood up on its hind legs for the shot. I just don't buy that rat. I think it's a Hollywood rat.
Are you saying it's Mickey Mouse?
I'm thinking it's Michael Mouse, and we should have done this before. We should dig into the like IMDb of this episode. I bet there's an animal handler credited on here.
Oh, that's funny.
Would not be shocked.
Oh, well, I mean, for them to get a shot of rats crawling over the spoiled garbage, I mean, production had to have unleashed that rat.
Well, there's like standing water. Alex is like, yay, like in the standing water.
Also, kind of a stupid question, but are there just rats out in like the desert?
No,
do rats live in deserts? I feel like they're mostly in urban areas.
I would assume there'd be mice, like nature mice, like field mice. But like, no, that was a Hollywood rat. It was a fucking Hollywood rat.
That rat was thick.
It stood up on its hind legs and like went like, oh no. And like, I just don't trust that was a raw Bonanza City rat just running around. Not knowing this crew. So they're all talking about like they need to do they got to go to the journal. Mm-hmm. What are we gonna do? And let me guess, it's gonna be garbage related. Garbage.
Yeah. Well, what if it totally wasn't? What if it was like, you guys need to install a new plumbing system after a first act of rats?
Pioneers, congrats on inventing modern plumbing.
Indoor plumbing. It's gonna be big. Hercules, 1997.
Wow. Okay. Please, movie quote. So they go to the journal, and the journal's like,
Time to
clean. Your ass. Time to clean up. Laurel is, again, garbage. They really were just looking for moments to show Laurel talking. I really appreciate it.
I mean, anytime they can get Laurel to say any sentence that has an AR syllable,
they'll do it. They'll do it. So they're going to have to clean up soon. Jared is just kind of like... He hasn't been really around the last few episodes, sadly, but I feel like they'll always give him like a second to like kind of interject some kind of statement about like he usually is like very zen. He has some like overarching sentiment of like he's wearing like tie-dye and he's talking about my generation.
I think the environment is a lot of the times a sorry place because of what humans have done. We've polluted the ozone layer, we've polluted the waters. I don't know what my generation can do yet.
What can my generation do?
He's basically, well, this show came out 2 years after An Inconvenient Truth came out, or maybe even 1 year. So these kids are fully aware of what was then known really as global warming.
Yeah.
But they're I mean, Jared gives this amazing speech about climate change and how it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And we do see the shot of Alex carefully walking through standing water.
I know, it was like very sad.
I know. He looks like a polar bear on a melting ice cap.
He's like fucked up. So they're all just kind of talking about like what's going on in the earth and world. And so the first thing that they're going to try to do pre-showdown is like fix the garbage.
Clean it up. It's super simple.
And guess who is not into it?
Let me guess. Is it Guyland?
Well, kinda, but not really. Guyland gives it his honest best effort.
Yes, but it's Taylor, of course.
And her yellow, this is what the word I'm thinking of. Like, what's the word? Just blind followers and her little lemmings. No, her lemmings. That's what I'm thinking of. Her yellow lemmings. Oh my God. So their job is to like take the garbage just further away.
Yeah. Also, what were they going to do with it? Are they going to bring it to a spot where production will then burn it? Like, what's
their thing was like they were just going to take the garbage further away from town and just bury it, I guess. So they're like, we're gonna walk the garbage.
Oh, they bury it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes. They walk the garbage. So they're like, okay, I'm gonna take the garbage over here. Taylor and Layla, they're not trying to do shit. Guyland's also a new leader, but he's kind of like not swole, so he's just doing really bad at garbage management.
Also, if you rewatch it, he literally doesn't know how to use a shovel, which I can relate to because when I was like 12 or something, I tried using a shovel in my backyard. And my mom showed me. It's like, no, you see the part where you can like put your foot on, like you need to jam it into the earth and then use your foot to hit the shovel into the earth. And Guyland was just using his arms and was getting nowhere.
Okay, and also, but to be fair, it's freezing there. So I bet the ground is really like cold and frozen and not really easy to dig. So like,
and he's 12.
Remember
what it was like to be like super weak?
Yeah. I'm that right now. Like I like don't really have a body. If I was hanging off the side of the building, I would fall off. Like I can't pull my own body weight up. If you see me do a plank, it fucking sucks. I'm trying so hard to be a plank person. I go to exercise classes like time to plank, and I'm like, oh no, my poor wrists and shoulders.
Don't worry. By the time you can do planks, planking will be back again.
Yay!
The original meme.
Which is easy because it's just laying face down. It has nothing to do with strength, just your strength of your mind. How long can you plank? So this is a note I made for my own self. I wrote, man, I wish I could vote some kids off right now. I wish voting kids off was an option because then you would be threatened to like be good. But also we saw like a final flip of power, and I can't remember if this already happened or was threatened earlier, but about Zach threatening the money to not pay Taylor because she's not working because he's the new leader and he can withhold cash. And then I remember we were watching it and Pablo was like, wait, why didn't they withhold cash before? And it was because Taylor was the fucking leader. So she was going to pay herself.
She controlled the means of production, aka her not doing any production, and the money.
Yeah. So Guyland's too weak to shovel. Greg is like half making fun of him, but half like, I can't tell if he's being supportive or making fun of him. I think he's making fun of him.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a Kid Nation disagreement.
Yeah.
I thought that Greg and his friend Blaine, at least Blaine for sure, was being kind of supportive of him.
I think they were like being sarcastic to Guyland that like, come on guys, he's trying. Like there was some like sarcasm because Guyland could not fucking shovel to save his goddamn life.
I just feel like little kid and teenager sarcasm is so on the nose that we had a little bit more of like a come on, like the little at the end of the talk.
Yeah. So Guyland's too weak. Layla, Taylor's lemming, finally gives up and is like, I'm gonna help them, Taylor. Like, what's the point? We're just they
sounds like shit.
They were getting to the point of like protest that was like, guys, it's just easier if you just do like, what are you even protesting? Just do it already. So she gives in and does it. They move the garbage, and then the town council is not happy with Taylor. Taylor is really ostracizing herself in the Kid Nation. So they were like, which also doesn't work, town council, just a heads up, when they go, hey, we have a punishment for you.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? And they're like, you have to go fill up the water because we're like out of water, Taylor. And she's like, okay, fine. I'll go do your punishment. I'll go do your punishment now. She sounds like Dale Baskets from Baskets also.
She does.
And so she goes and grabs buckets, fills them up, puts them down, and just fucking tips them over and goes, here.
Oh, my God.
Here, take that. And she just knocks them over. She is just a rude little girl.
As someone who lived through the California drought of 2011 to 2015, that made my blood boil.
Oh my, blood was boiling. Honestly, I was just thinking, like, as, first of all, as like a little kid, just being friends with that kind of brat kind of girl and being like, oh, you're the worst. And then just thinking of like a parent, like, oh, this girl just gets whatever she wants.
Oh, yeah.
She is just plain weird. And
she's a literal pageant queen.
so then I like hate this scene. I feel like it's really uncomfortable because Taylor like runs into her dorm or whatever, her room. And then all the like council people are kind of like surrounding her being like, Taylor, like, what the fuck is up with you? Like, what is wrong? She like kicks Anjay.
Shut that door. Get kicked! Back up! Now! Let me out! You're not my pet! Let me out!
She is just screaming.
Oh, yeah.
She gets real nasty here. Again, I think they shouldn't have cornered her. Like, I thought that was a weird approach.
Well, do you remember that Anjay literally kidnaps her for like about 10 seconds?
Yeah, they like close the door. Taylor's trying to get out. Like, it's really strange. And like, obviously these kids have no communication skills, but also Taylor isn't set on trying to help the town in any way. That's not what she's going to do. She has not been there to help the town at all.
She's a spoiled brat. She clearly has never been made to do a chore or like wash a dish her whole life. It's pretty sad.
she's being real weird. And then so they're trying to fill this fucking tub with water because they're out of water.
Fill it.
And then DK really steps in.
Yeah, DK, who we've mentioned has had barely any screen time.
This is like a turnaround episode. We finally get to kind of meet DK on like a more serious level, and DK is holding it down. He is leading the water troops, and it's smart. He's just like, guys, look, that big old water tower is huge, but there's 40 of us, so like, let's move buckets, bitches.
Also, can I ask a question? You might not know the answer.
I probably do.
How do water towers work? Like, in the sense of an old-timey town? Like, I'm guessing you, like, tapped a well, and then you fill that giant thing so that you have a huge storage of water. But then, like, how do you get the water in times of need?
I don't know. I
What? You don't know the answer?
I answered that prematurely. I was like, I know. Because I thought you were going to ask, like, something about Kid Nation, not, like, actual water storage. I have no idea. I mean, I think it's there for, like, emergencies or something. Like, I don't think it's, like, an active use water system.
Because when I think of water towers, I think of, like, you know, movie studios. They almost always have an iconic water tower. But then, like, when you go to small towns, they also have water towers. And they, you know, when you're watching like a Friday Night Lights documentary ripoff, they always got a water tower.
We have a water tower in my hometown.
Do you?
It's ugly as sin. It's like a light, almost like toothpaste color, light blue. And I think it just says like Mount Prospect, where happiness is a way of life or something like that. Or a great place to be a kid. That's the other saying.
And I got to tell you guys, Mount Prospect, happiness is a way of life.
Mount Prospect,
there.
Illinois.
I love that little suburban town.
Oh my God. Highest elevation in the land at like 20 feet above sea level or whatnot.
I know. I think Sufjan Stevens wrote a song about Mount Prospect.
Oh my God. I
Illinois.
wish. We should throw in a request for the next Illinois town to do. Where is Sufjan? I guess he just
said, call me by your name.
Okay, I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, I'm an idiot. Because that was the only thing. That's literally still the only album I listened to. Visions of Gideon.
Remember I bought you the vinyl, and it was supposed to be peach flavor or peach scented.
Oh, yeah.
And it just ended up smelling like plastic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably for the best.
Fuck you, Sufjan Stevens.
So it's a mess. It's high-key drama. DK holds it down. And now it's time for the worst showdown I've ever seen in my fucking life. I hate this showdown.
Oh my God. This one, out of the frying pan and into the frying pan is really the name of this showdown.
I've blocked this showdown out because when I was watching this, I felt like I was watching it for the first time. I really blocked really blocked it out. So this showdown, there is a huge to scale. I can't imagine the art department and set crew of this TV show as well. Huge frying pan filled with 1,600 gallons of beans. Also, there's
dozens of pigs,
live pigs, like walking around, hogs, if you will, walking around. And the goal of the challenge is there's 75 cans, empty fucking cans, buried in the beans, and to dig them out, and they have to find 75 total between the 4 teams, which is a lot of cans, honestly.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you, I hope by episode 6 you guys are watching along with us, but you really need to see this to visualize it.
I hate it.
This is a huge frying pan. I mean, if every kid jumped in it, they could probably fit them all.
Yeah.
But they're sending them in one at a time. Thank God production.
Well, I think they're sending it by color.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And thank God, I mean, I bet you in the first draft of this, production was like, we should have the cans with the top still attached and,
oh my God.
Open a jar so they could all get cut.
Ugh, they probably did.
But anyways, so each team sends one kid at a time to
dig through the shit.
And this is literal shit because it's full of beans, so it kind of gives you like a vision that they're digging through shit. But these pigs have been in this cast iron frying pan for hours now, and they're angry and they're scared because these kids are chasing them, so they're shitting.
Yeah, they're definitely shitting and peeing, and also just general like skin flakes and hair. Like, I mean, it's disgusting. I didn't even think until you said it first, and I was like, this is already disgusting. And then you're like, oh, they're shitting and pissing in there probably. I was like, oh no, they are.
And at one point, Greg does a Greg Louganis dive into the frying pan.
Absolutely hated the head first dive into the pig puddle. He was truly. I also was like, what if he paralyzed himself from the neck down, just diving into this pig can? You can tell if they were not prepared to have any of that.
Yeah. If he dove in at 10 degrees different of an angle, he would have scorpioned himself and broke his back.
Also, whoever the challenge producers were on the show are absolute maniacs who need to be sent
for war crimes,
sent to Guantanamo Bay. I don't even believe in Guantanamo Bay existing.
Send them to the Hague. We need to try them for
it's the most disgusting
humanity.
Showdown I've ever seen. Also, there's a random moment where Guyland confesses that he grew up in a zoo, and I think he was talking literally. I don't know why he says this. He's like, growing up in the zoo, I understand these pigs. And it was like, what, Guyland? What are you talking about?
I feel like, I forget what the context was. But
I have no idea.
I think he grew up in his family's farm in Hawaii or something. And they had wild animals or some shit.
I don't know. But
it's wild.
But they have to also find 75 cans in 15 minutes. It's the worst time period I ever hear.
Oh yeah, and there's this amazing shot of Alex diving in, and he can't find any cans, and he looks like a kid who lost his mom at Target, and he's just like, mommy, and he's digging through the shit and the beans, and finally he finds a can, but Karsh crushes his dreams and tells him it doesn't count.
Also, there's a good clip. I can't remember what kid says it. I'll dig it up. But there's someone that I wanted to kill those pigs so bad. I think it was probably Taylor, actually.
So sticky and nasty. Oh my God! I really wanted to kill the pigs so bad.
Also, Alex has the great quote. It's like, I hate those pigs. So it's a disgusting challenge. I hate this challenge. I think it's just horrible. I don't know what weirdo was like, oh, in a big cast iron, we'll have pigs and beans, pork and beans, get it? And it's this is not cool, guys.
Also, maybe this is just me, but I've never made beans in a cast iron pan. I always
well, it's very campfire. That's what they're going for. It's like a campfire thing. It's very or I was gonna say pilgrim. I mean pioneer. It's to be cast iron, pork and beans. Okay,
so I get it now.
Yeah, get it? Challenge producer. So. Now it's time to count cans. And oh my God, these kids love counting the cans. Karsh is pulling them out and they're like, 1. And they're counting in unison. 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2, 3.
I feel that was a big thing as a kid. You would love counting.
Yeah, they loved counting in unison with their little baby. They were all counting with the excitement they've never counted a can before.
I've still never counted a can yet.
So they did it. They hit their 75 can goal, which is great. Also, in order of winning by who got the most cans or who finished first, I can't really remember, but red is in first place, followed by green, then yellow, then blue. So blue's ranking pretty low for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't even know if blue's ever ranked this low, actually.
I don't think so, but most importantly, green.
Yeah, green moved up for the first time.
Green is not the laborers or the cooks for the first time ever.
Good for them. So now it's prize time, and we all, we love this kind of shit.
This is why we watch Kid Nation, to see what dumbass choice these kids got to make.
I love the dumbass choices they have to
make.
make.
And I love irony, too.
Mm-hmm. I love it. It's really, we always have the CBS grandparent option versus the heathen, anarchist option, which the first grandparent option is fruits and vegetables.
Yes. Which
why don't they get fucking, the arbitrary choices of what is a part of pioneer life and what isn't is just maddening.
I mean, it's really fucked up to make these kids who are on, I think, day 17 to be eating nothing but
starches,
potatoes.
Yeah.
Hand potatoes.
These kids are over it.
Beans. But yeah, these kids have not had vitamin C or vitamin A in weeks.
Yeah, they're malnourished is what we're getting at.
And they're kids, so it's not like they're eating this stuff anyways.
Right. But the idea is wow, kids, if you take it away, they actually do want the structure and the fruits and vegetables. It's so annoying.
I can just imagine a CBS grandma watching and being oh, very good.
But but option 2 is 2 dune buggies and endless gasoline.
Because remember, this was 2007. It was before the recession hit. Gas was still $1.85.
Oh my god!
Places.
Sometimes I'll find a picture from high school just to age myself and never work again, where it's 2006, and I have a picture my friend pumping gas in my car, and the gas was $1.02, and I was what the fuck?
I know. Remember in the recession when gas went up two more dollars and then has just stayed there forever? Now it just fluctuates between $3.50 and $4.50 forever.
Remember when cigarettes for $4?
Yeah. Yeah.
Burp. And burp. So anyways, also 2 dune buggies for 40 kids. I'm already going to put it out there. Not a great option.
I know.
And why give them a barrel of gasoline? That seems really dangerous.
Yeah, these kids shouldn't be. I hope the grip is helping them pour gasoline into the dune buggy.
They're not going to pick the dune. They put that out there just for show.
But also the reason why they brought up the dune buggies and gasoline is because they added this very algorian algorithm environmental debate between and Laurel. Was it Laurel who's
no, Sophia was she yells this, listen, if you don't pick the fruits and vegetables, I don't want to contribute to global warming.
Yeah.
And I was whoa.
Lady, I don't think these 2 dune buggies are going to raise the CO2 emissions of America.
So this is back in the day when we used to call it global warming. Now we just call it climate change. So you can tell this is vintage shit right here.
Oh, yeah.
So they were we want to climate change and this. And honestly, it wasn't that long of a debate. Fruit and vegetables were kind of the obvious choice.
Yeah.
But the worst thing to come from the fruits and veggies is fucking Taylor and Lemmy Layla are oh, we're back in the kitchen with Yellow. Oh, we'll just make fruit salad.
Yeah,
and I'm what the hell is going on here? So Zach comes in and he's girls, dishes. I'm sorry. Dishes are pressing all the time in Bonanza City. Sounds familiar? It sounds like my household. They did not have a dishwasher.
We just started, Zach. What do you expect us to do? Not do it?
If you keep it open.
Please, Zach, please.
So you're making fruit salad for breakfast?
Duh, we're making it for breakfast.
Instead of making salad, why don't you help with the dishes?
Remember when you called me lazy? All you've been going around doing now?
You're lazy. You're showing that you're lazy right now.
A lazy person just sits on their butt all day watching TV. This is not being lazy.
And so these 2 are the most little gaslighter, cute Dixie Chicks, new single, probably not new now, but love it anyway. Gaslighter. They're sitting there Zach, we are helping. We're making fruit salad. It's for everyone. He's but guys, no one asked you to make fruit salad and the dishes. And then their little screaming asses Zach, we're working hard here. We already just started. And I'm oh my God. The fact that you said you just started means that it's plenty of time to give up and go help dishes. It's not you're halfway through. You just yelled, I just started.
I know. Also, the way they're cutting it. They're
I know. They're going to cut their fucking fingers.
They're going to take 2 hours to cut 2 apples and 1 strawberry together.
It's the most, I've never.
And I say this as someone who fucking loves fruit salad.
Same.
But get in there and wash those dishes, girls.
Yeah, it's prioritize. Do you know the Wiggles? They're back. They have a good song. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. It just goes like that over and
they're
over.
Australian, right?
Because it's for babies. So they're gaslighting, making fruit salad, and then Zach. This is when we get the official. I'm holding payment.
Yes.
I'm not paying you guys. You're not doing your shit.
Yeah. Zach is like, oh, you're not going to do work? Then you don't get paid, as John Hamm once famously said.
That's what the money is for.
It's what the money is for.
That's what the money's for. Do the dishes, then you can make your fruit salad all you like on the weekends on your own private time. So then, like, I don't know, everyone's kind of goofing off in Bonanza City. Emily, our favorite chicken warrior who was protesting against chicken violence long ago, is running around with some nerd, and they're just like having a soda fight.
And they're clearly, this is 10-year-old flirting. This is what you do when you're two 10-year-olds and you like each other.
This is like the closest we'll get to a romance plot. Is like
it's so cute too. They're like throwing little ketchup and Hershey's at each other and chasing each other.
It's cute, but the nerd who she's running around with runs into like this barrel and just like fucks his shit up a little bit. He sounded like you could tell his like mom had said this before. It's like, this is how you get hurt by not paying attention and goofing around. And I'm really disappointed. You need to calm down. You stop acting like little nincompoops and just stop running into barrels, you ding dongs.
Yeah.
So DK's really just like, he's really a shining star in this episode. I will say this episode feels very heavy. They're all really produced, but this one feels really produced.
Yeah, especially since we haven't seen DK take a real plot line ever before.
Right.
And now it's like really forced on us. So it's like, okay, obviously DK is going to play a big role in the final part.
And I just feel like so much of it between the Hollywood rat and then like the weird pig challenge. It was like, I didn't dislike this episode, but I was like, all right, guys. Like, I feel like the drama was a little more unnaturally folding in the last 2-3 episodes, but this one felt a little like pushed upon.
Yeah, a little on the nose.
And I think they were just trying to drive Taylor to like insanity also, like, which she really did hit. She like kind of lost her fucking mind. But anywho,
but yeah, so while DK is kind of the most mature person of the episode, he also really wants to go home.
Yeah, he's not having it. I mean, like, he's like holding it down, but also in a way where he's like, well, whatever. Like, I'm also planning to leave.
Because he is the smartest kid right now. The smartest kid will inevitably be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So they're, we're moving on into the, what the fuck do you call it?
The town council. But before that, we have a Gold Star Council meeting.
The Gold Star Council meeting.
Just with the council, and they all unanimously agree. DK.
Yeah, there was not even like a build up of like who's been good. Like, they didn't even show any other kids really being good this episode. It was really centered on DK.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe by this time the executives were watching like final cuts and being like, "You guys, we've showed no like good like." Because I wonder if they even did the stars in order. That's a question I might have. Like,
no, they had to have, because that's when kids leave.
Oh, true. Okay, I'm just trying to like really throw conspiracy theories out here. So now it's time for the Star Council. But again, it wasn't that big of a shock that DK won the star. But before that, everyone was kind of having like a yelling fit in there. And then DK had this like real epic moment where he like gets up and he yells like, "Chill, everybody chill." And then everybody chills. Like, he just really commands a room. People respect DK.
People respect DK.
He's just like a leader that people are into. Okay, so DK tells everyone to chill. Then Karsh is like, who wants to dip? And then DK says, I want to dip. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
I know. And we as the audience are like, oh my God, you fucking idiot. You're about to get $20,000. Why are you going home?
I know. And then Guylan, there's like a little interview of Guylan who is just like, please, DK, don't leave. You're so close. We're almost there.
Well, Guylan takes him outside. He's like, bro, come on, dude. Hey, you want to go outside? Let's have a smoke real quick. Let's just talk it out, man. And then Guylan, chiller that he is, he calms DK down, and he doesn't say. At least we never see Guylan say it. But I'm sure Guylan was like, yo, we just voted to give you $20,000. Get back in there, DK.
Get back in there, DK.
And so he does, and Guylan convinces him to stay, and surprise, surprise, DK wins the Gold Star.
yay. I mean, I think they were like not gonna let him walk away. Like I think even if you chose to leave that day, you should still get the gold star.
Yeah,
no? Like
I mean, if this was an adult reality show, then it'd be awesome to see someone like miss out on money when they were just about to. But it's like, fuck, these are kids, and this is going to their college fund or like helping out their parents with bill, you know. So the producers, I think, in a moment of what's the word? They were just like, we can't allow this to happen. We need to give him this gold star.
They needed to give him the gold. It would have been really disappointing. And also, like, honestly, we didn't even have context of who else would get it. Maybe Zach, I guess, was maybe, which we'll get to it.
Maybe,
when it's ours.
But it'd be kind of fucked up for him to get it his first time. He was a town council leader.
Yeah, I guess he can't really. Did he get a gold star before? I'm like blanking.
I don't think we did. Anyway.
Anywho, so he wins. Also, he calls his very cute parents, which I just thought was like, they were just cute. Like, I don't know. I think everyone else's family, I'm like, who are you? But he, like, his parents were like all these like he has like all these cute baby siblings, and they're like all crowded around the phone, being like, "We love you, DK." And his mom is so cute, and they just seemed like a really like normal, loving family. I was like, "Oh, DK."
Isn't he like the oldest of 6 or something?
Yeah, I think he's like the oldest of 6. He's like, "Yay, we can all go to college now." I was like, "Oh, honey, you don't know about the inflation of the market that's about to come. Student loans are going to get more expensive than ever."
Yeah, it's like one of you can go to one semester of college. I think that's what it is.
Pretty much. So yeah, and then that was it. And I thought this episode moved really like fast. There wasn't as many like C stories that I feel like we've had in other episodes. Like it felt really cut and dry.
Yeah, I mean it had its moments, but not a lot of drama, I would say, for a typical.
There was some with Taylor, but I'm kind of over Taylor at this point. You know, like
no, it's the 5th episode in a row where we are like, Taylor's not doing work. We get it.
Yeah. So I just didn't give a shit as much about like, oh, Taylor's not doing work or this and that. Again, the overarching, sweeping, huge adult theme was the environment, but I feel like it was done in a like, again, a really disjointed kind of way of like garbage and also pigs and beans and also gasoline. Like it was really loosely pieced together. It almost felt like it was a few storylines from different themes, like one that's purely about garbage and receptacles and one that's purely about like climate.
Yeah.
So it just felt a little scattered.
And it was strangely apolitical. I mean, maybe now because we've been dealing with climate change and politics for like almost 20 years now, and it's so political. But back then, it didn't even warrant a fucking George W. Bush mention. Drink.
Drink. I know that not as much W as I would have liked, just for just to keep my alcohol levels up. Do you have a child that is golden star to you?
Yeah, my gold star for this episode is Mike, because there was almost no Mike, and it made for a great episode.
So I guess you'll give it to Mike. Random. Gold star. I mean, honestly, Zach, I think I know he's on council, so a little controversial, but it's in the first time that people who are in ahead, congratulate themselves. I don't know. Zach is like really trying. I think Zach really actually cares the most about Bonanza City as an actual city.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Zach is super smart.
Zach is really smart.
He's a very smart kid.
I don't find him annoying. I think he really cares, and I think he's I just think he's like a great overall kid. Like he's got like a presidential vibe to him, and I think he approaches it in the right way. Also, like a little teeny bit of that gold star. Again, Jared, rarely happy to see him. Alex, again, shining in the moments where he comes in. Also, I will say, since they've had their weird religion episode, we are seeing way less of the Christian sisters.
Yes.
They've toned down quite a. We've dumped
God.
their asses.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I mean, I love Mallory, but I got my fix.
No,
and if she comes back, great. But like right now, I'm really focusing on hopefully getting more Jared content and more Alex as much as I can.
Yeah, I mean, this being my second rewatch, I am kind of shocked by how little there is of Jared and Alex, at least story wise. They just pop up in little vignettes here and there.
They pop up in vignettes. I mean, I don't know if they're really gonna like hold a story. No. Do you know? Like they're there for like fun relief.
I mean, no spoilers because I honestly don't remember, but but I think Alex does win a gold star in the future.
I think and hope so as well.
I just want to yank his little tooth out of his tiny little head. I
so
love him. I want to give little kisses on top of his head.
It's so cute. But we'll be back next time. And do we know what this called? The next episode?
Kid Nation episode 7. I mean,
oh my God, we're like
we are
almost half of the 13.
In case anyone's wondering, we're watching all of these episodes in one day and recording all of the episodes in one day.
Oh my God.
It's 24 hours of Kid Nation. And we are...
I see. Episode 7, The Root of All Evil.
Ooh, and when I play it, the very first thing I see is DK crying. Oh, wait, that's this episode.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. Okay, good. I was like, 2 episodes with DK feeling bad? That sucks.
Yeah. So we'll see what The Root of All Evil means. I wonder who that could be.
Well, it has to be money, right? I mean,
money is the root of all evil. Oh, so I wonder if we're going to be working for like raises.
But also, religion is the cause of all wars.
And God is a woman. But we'll see you next time in the Kid Nation.
Bye.
Peace.
Yeehaw.